Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Serious Strategy Game and we're returning to Hearts of Iron 4 where we're playing with the La Resistance expansion. So, we are of course a war against Germany. The war isn't going too badly, even though the Germans are extremely strong still. We have lost I think about 1 million men, slightly more than that. But the Germans have lost about 6 million against us, so yeah, I think we're doing alright over here. We've been pushing into German territory, so I think it is actually time to go to the operatives map mode over here and prepare a collaboration government for Germany. That is going to increase the collaboration, and we're going to talk about the importance of that in a second. We're of course going to pick the two Germans here to start doing this, and we're asking them to commence that when ready. It's going to take a year for that to be prepared, so yeah, I think that's well worthwhile to start right about now. I also want to go ahead and expand the steel mills here in Chelyabinsk and Slatalsk, primarily because we are currently buying steel, and I think it's better if we, the proud communist nation, do produce that ourselves. I also did realize that we are running out of fuel over here, so what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to ask these guys here to stop their convoy raiding missions. I don't think it's really required anymore anyway, because this area here seems to be under control. So I think that's alright, and we're not going to do this here anymore, and neither are we going to do patrolling up over here. So yeah, I think with these missions being curtailed, I think that should do a little bit better like that. And you know what, honestly, I don't think you need to do any naval strikes down around here, so I think that should also save us some fuel, and that's going to be alright. So, overall, Germany does have a very hard time. The French or Americans have landed up here in northern Italy, sorry, northern France, of course. They've landed down here in southern France, they have landed in Italy. Most of Africa has been taken over by Free France, at least over there. Although Central Africa here is still standing, and surprisingly, Italy is still standing on this front. So, yeah, we're gonna have to see. We, on the other hand, have control over both Persia and Turkey, or at least these are in our faction, and there's some things going on with the UK here in Central Asia, so I think it's alright to have them here. That should not be too bad, actually. You're part of the Central Front. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? Okay. And we've also got these guys up over here, the 6th Guard Army, a very modern and well-trained up unit, which is actually more trained up than the guys who are currently at the front. So what I'm actually going to do yes, I'm aware of this. I'm actually gonna shift this slightly and gonna ask you to guard this sector over here. You can actually see the UK has landed up over here as well. So yeah, I think they're gonna fail over there, but we're gonna wait a little. We're gonna let all of this area here recover a little bit as well, and I think that should be okay. And you know what, up over here with you guys, so who's in the mechanized forces? You are. Okay, you know what? You guys stop caring about this front line, because this is a little bit up high in the north over here, and I don't think you need to be partaking in that. And I think what we can actually do is ask you guys to be also on a very broad front line over here, and then sort of prepare yourself to dash into the heartland of Romania down there, so that you can support that. And also I think I should give you a different color here. Mostly so that we can really tell you apart from all of the other stuff that's going on down there. Right, let's pick a nice shade of red. Good. So that should bring everyone to the front line a little bit more. Let's talk about the operatives again a little bit, and the partisan map mode. So, partisans? Can I see them anywhere? No, up here, right? Yeah, resistance, that's it. There's an issue. Partisan activity in Poland is sky high. Resistance strength is here 60%, and the reason for that is if you look at all of these things, we have been building up the resistance in these territories. So we have been telling them to say, look, do increase your resistance to German occupation. You can see here plus 20% intelligence operations. The resistance target here is 100%. This is not good. This is not good at all. It is slightly due to the fact that we don't have enough infantry equipment to fulfill our garrison equipment requirements. That is going to change over time, but yeah, we still need to be a little bit aware of what's going on here. So you know what, half of you guys could potentially come into there, because I think we are trying to cut off walls over here. And hopefully that is going to work well. Right, you guys all just occupying that area up there, that's okay. Dealing with this little pocket up here, but also just trying to come down here and basically support this attack, even though it's not going to go great. But I think ultimately we will be alright here. Okay, so we have pushed across here. You're still attacking here. We will counter-attack here in a second, I suppose. You guys should be asked to attack there. Yeah, and you're doing that. You're actually doing that fairly successfully, so that's great. And we've got all of these tanks flowing into there, which is also nice. You know what? If you guys are all going sort of there... And we've got a couple of people coming here, yeah. So that's okay then. You know what, then let's get all of these 4 guys to attack into the flank over there. Building sabotage there, you can see the Polish resistance is extremely active there, which is not necessarily the best for us. Right, you guys are a little bit funny here, so you know what, let's actually ask you to stop caring about that sector and be a little bit more distributed like this. And you know what, you guys can then go ahead and reinforce there. And everyone else is gonna sort of shift things up a little bit over here, which should be okay. Right, yeah, and we are being attacked over there, we are attacking there. I think all in all we are doing fine, and that's nice. That's some low supply situation, mostly up here. I think that's gonna settle itself at some point. Right, you know what, you guys, you don't seem to be really attacking. Can I ask you to push things up a little bit? You are definitely pushing up there, so that's lovely. Can you go here actually? And you know what? Let's well, let's not attack over there because it's across a river and everything. So that's potentially not the best idea. But yeah, down here we are building up some preparations. We now look to have more or less sufficient supply. So I think we might soon start an attack right there. Okay, this defense over here is still going all right. Come on, half of you guys. Not sure whether you're the best, but let's flank this position here. Try to overwhelm them a little bit more quickly, and that should be okay. And you know what? Really? On Iceland? Iceland joining the Axis. I don't think I've ever seen that, so, well, interesting. Right, let's support this attack over here. And the same over here. Will also should fall fairly quickly. And they're now encircled, so that's lovely as well. So let's continue to push up with the attack over here. And let's continue to add more attack vectors here to support the attack on Warsaw. So that should be lovely. Okay, half of you are also going to attack there. Yeah, that should give us a very nice, very great, very wide combat over there. And you know what? All of these guys here seem to be fine. So I think you're all part of the Baltic front here. Let's actually go ahead and ask you guys to enjoy your attack path over there. Okay, we've got the army number 17. Who are you? You're part of this. Okay, well, slightly mixed up, but I think we can go ahead here and start our invasion. Push deeper into Germany and just continue doing that. This is stupid. But yeah, all of the other attacks over here seem to be going fine. Yeah, and Warsaw itself should fall pretty much any moment. Right, okay, someone over here, you guys, can you join the attack as well? Again, just adding more vectors over here so that we are increasing our combat width, bringing more people to bear, and basically overwhelm them so much faster. Well, 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 look at this down here. Lvov has apparently, well, not quite fallen, but there are a lot of troops over here, but I think we can beat them in these circumstances. So let's try to go ahead over here. Let's also have half of you at least join up on this attack, and half of you join on this side. So yeah, that again should give us a very nice wide combat. And we should be able to overwhelm them quickly. Even though it's not favourable terrain, I think it's going to be fantastic to do that. Right, you guys are streaming down there, that's lovely to see. And we've got a lot of troops transferring to another front as well. Oh yeah, that's the mountain troops. So that's lovely. Yeah, and I think you are mostly doing sensible things over here. It looks like you might actually need to come here. You guys are doing fine over there, but one of you gentlemen is actually coming in there, so you might actually go there, and that I think should be a little bit better, right? This is the Winter Army? Yes, and this is the Winter Army, right? Yes, it is. So, you're going to be part of this then? As are you. As are you. You're doing that anyway? Okay, so let's grab you. And let's add another front line over here to tell you what your actual job is. Right, and that's which one? That is Wind Army number 7. You go ahead, attack whenever you can. Right, and you guys are also fine. Let's continue to push up. Like so. Great. Yeah, fantastic. Okay, I think we'll be doing good over there. We are regaining some fuel, so that's nice to see. Also nice to see that we are breaking some of the Soviet forces up over here. I suppose you can actually join the attacks well. Just straightforward join. Oh, Poznan down there is unoccupied, so let's definitely try to get there. Our cipher has been broken by the Germans. Well, that's not good. So they will be gaining a lot of combat modifiers to their advantage now. Do we see that over here? No, we can't. We don't. Yeah, still it's showing our intel advantage. We've got Lvov over here, and that's nice because we are now occupying that. So that's great. You can definitely advance over there. Yeah, we will be struggling a little bit to break across the river over here. Ah, India calling for independence. Interesting, interesting. Liberation of Warsaw, there we go. We've taken the city. That's lovely and nice and very good for us, obviously. Right. It's a little bit chaotic over here, but I suppose all of you guys here can actually attack into here. That little pocket up there is going to resolve itself. We've got a couple of free military factories. Isn't that nice? Well, I say a couple. It's exactly one. I think doing a little bit more in terms of supply is going to be useful. Well, we don't really need that. Well, we might soon need that. How about infantry equipment? 130 days. Yeah, that's going to take a while. Armored cars, light tanks. We do have severe shortages in many regards. Also, scout planes. I would like to get a little bit more of these. And potentially tactical bombers as well. So yeah, let's dial down on this a little bit, and let's actually look at what we are building right now. A couple of things, mostly radar installations, which is a nice idea, but I would like to go ahead and start considering our navy a little bit. So let's actually start building up a couple of things here, wherever we can, sort of, and it's of course Soviet territory. So yeah, let's build up a couple of naval dockyards. I think that's going to be great. Because ultimately, at some point, we will need to think about about players like Japan, and yeah, therefore, we should basically consider what we're doing there. Right, this is a lot of troops over here, and I would like to. Well, there's no sort of natural encirclements that are, you know, that lend themselves to us naturally. There's a lot of guys over here. Why are you not attacking? Why are we not more successful in attacking them? Well, we might be in due time. Right, we've got all of these tanks up there. We still have low supplies in a lot of places, which obviously does pose some challenges. Let's try to overwhelm them there, cut off a couple of Germans there, and that might be lovely. Good. How are things down here? At some point we need to kick it off down here, just so that we keep them unbalanced. I think we are running a little bit of a danger that their front lines are getting so much shorter. Can we support this? We can't. Right, but you're supporting that anyway. Yeah, and our supply situation is leading to some troubles here. Right, you guys are all fine. Can I ask you here to do some further attacks then? We've got these tanks. Let's try to flank them with these. Okay, good attacks over there. You guys can, I suppose, try to overwhelm them down here. Let's push up and really try to break through here. I think we should have a shot. Right, yeah, everything else seems to be going fine on this front line. We're now starting to see some of the 6th Guard Army, so that's lovely because that means I can dial the 3rd Army a little bit up to the north, I think. Just where exactly did I put them? There. Yeah, but you'll be gaining some experience. Mountain troops are starting to arrive over here, starting to regain some organization. Ooh, what are you doing? You're trying to break through over here? Okay, let's support that further. No particular point where I feel we have an immediate advantage. Well, I suppose what we could do is try to attack over here. We're currently doing that with single division, but if we're doing that with more, then you guys could push up, and then let's take the tanks and try to bring them up over here. And then what we can do is bring half of you guys over here, so try to encircle them that way. And maybe we're going to be successful. Who knows? Right, you are doing that. Can I ask you to prepare an attack plan towards Kileche and all of this territory at least? Right, okay, this is going nowhere, definitively. Some just general attacks up over here. Yeah, it's a little bit human wave tactics, but I still think we are doing alright-ish over here. You know what, can I have one of you go to the airbase over there? That might be a good target. Yeah, some of the tanks are in the rear, but I'm not overly concerned about that. Right, yeah, it's just supplies are so horrible over here. Yeah, we don't want to get into too uncomfortable situations. Right, okay, you guys try to attack there. Yeah, and this is starting to look a little bit funny, which I don't necessarily like. Okay, one of you, preferably the one with slightly higher organization, you go up there. Right, yeah, everyone else here seems to be fine, and we've gotten the entire peninsula there, so that's lovely. Good. Yeah, up over here we haven't been able to break through. Pity. And you can see all of our buildings being sabotaged over there. Just have a look at the construction there. Yeah, basically everything in Poland is being destroyed. Not necessarily the best for us. Okay, let's try to get to Berlin. We're not that far away from that. Logistics Company 1 done. Well, that's extremely good, because we definitely need a little bit more of that. And I think I know what I probably want to do is go for Cruiser Hub, because that is also something that we desperately need. Let's go for the recruitment, and let's have a look at our division. So, I think our primary division is this template, and I think you do deserve the logistics company. It's because it's simply going to decrease your supply use, and that's lovely. Motorized equipment, we need a lot more of that. Still, I'm going to go with this, because it's going to be extremely helpful. Do you know what? I'm going to do the same thing over... Nah, it's not enough supply that we are saving this way. Okay, so production, motorized equipment, just how much are we producing? Okay, that's way too little. Let's go for 20. I think that's going to be alright. Let's prioritize that a little bit. Infantry equipment, we are still producing. Oh, we need to produce a lot, I think. Medium tanks, we can probably dial down a little bit on that. Yeah, let's go for 7 lines there. And honestly, frankly, I don't think we're ever going to produce much or use much in terms of anti-air or anti-tanks. So that could be okay. Right, light tanks, we do need a lot of replacement. Armored cars, I do think we need some replacements. So that's going to be alright. Production, I guess we do need to buy a little bit of rubber, but we don't need to buy quite as much in terms of steel. Let's dial down on this here. You know what, let's not buy from the Americans. But don't necessarily like to buy from Japan. Don't really have another choice though. So yeah, we do need the rubber. Good. Unfulfilled import requests there for a second. Are you guys continuing to push up? Well, weirdly you are not. Let's try to do that. Let's try to keep momentum over here. And you know what, you guys here, because you don't have anything to do, get to Berlin. Right, yeah. just pushing up. It's a slightly tilted front line at this point, but all in all, it's alright. Yeah, Germans still have an enormous amount of troops up over there. Italians have some troops down there. Not that we really need to be too concerned. Just how are operatives looking? So we're reducing a little bit the combat stuff there. You are building up, further building up the networks down there. And we are getting to Berlin. Slowly but surely we are coming. So let's push up further. I think we want to definitely try to maintain the momentum. Also maybe get to Rostock. It's a smaller town of course, but still. Since you're not moving up, maybe let's try to cut off this guy up over there. Yeah, now we are battling for Berlin, so our first troops are on the outskirts of the city here, so let's try to keep going there. The tanks can maybe try to flank around over here, while you are joining in for the Battle of Berlin itself. Well, that's nice. What are you doing? You might actually want to try to flank here as well. Whereas these tanks again are just going to come around the city itself. Right, I did not expect to go to Berlin this episode already. I thought we'd need more time to save up a little bit, but here we go. That should give a nice nice event soon. Right, let's try to get to Leipzig with one of you. One of you is going to try to get to Magdeburg. Both of you can actually try to advance. And I'm going to borrow you here just to go to Berlin to make sure that we've got someone over there and we're not stupidly losing it again. Right, fall of Berlin. A Soviet communique has announced the capitulation of all German forces in Berlin. After encircling the city, that's not quite true, the Russians stormed it from several different directions, with the German defenders resisting furiously every step of the way. Soviet troops finally fought their way across the Moltke Bridge and into the Reichstag building, fighting room by room until they reached the roof, where the Soviet flag was raised over the city. The Battle of Berlin is over. Now the Germans are far from capitulating actually, but it's still very nice to see that they are continuously suffering losses, and as we go into summer or late summer of 1942 over here, we are doing a little bit better than historical, so that's also good to see. And guys, do continue to push up. It would be lovely if we could cut off at least Denmark over there. Rest of the battles, the Americans have consolidated southern Italy over here, which is good, because before that they were a little bit awkwardly around Rome. Also Marseille seems to be safe. Up over here it's a little bit more iffy. Vichy France. Okay, that's interesting. So apparently the Americans landed, they were beaten back, but still we are doing alright over there. Right. Yeah, at some point though we have to think about these front lines because they are starting to look incredibly messy. What are you doing? Come on, these guys, these attacks are not really going anywhere, are they? Yeah, I have such a strong presence here in the south though, so I don't think we can advance there anytime soon. On the other hand, here in the middle, seems like they're a little bit weaker, doesn't it? So let's try to push up at the very least. Going out to attack them wherever we can. I think Breslau might be a worthwhile target. You guys might attack a little bit up here. And you know what? You guys can definitely come in over there. Because it's not even occupied by the enemy. Right, fantastic. Good stuff over here. Okay, you guys can potentially support this attack at the very least. Yeah, there we go. You've come over here. Let's try to get you on the other side of the Elbe River, and then come up over here towards Bremen. Trying to capture as much as we can here before they can regroup. And basically overwhelm them a little bit. Missing equipment production. Strategic bombers, well that's not... Ooh. Are we actually using strategic bombers? I think we might be reducing some infrastructure in some places. Yeah, you guys, you can actually stop here for a second. You don't need to do that anymore. Right, yeah. It's a mess up here, I have to admit, but it's a beautiful mess for us. All in all, it's definitely, we do have the upper hand here, but still it's It's just not beautiful. Right, let's get to Dresden. You are making your way to but now you're probably going to stop. You're going to come under attack here. You have vastly superior capabilities of attacking that. That's okay. Let's make sure that we're not being overwhelmed here. Or being cut off, which would be worse. You, I think, wanted to try to get to Rostock. Let's try to get you up over here on sort of the... No. Sort of there. Rostock, Lübeck, Kiel. North Sea coast, basically. And you can go here and then come into the rear there. Okay, good attack over there, because that does effectively prevent them from cutting off our tanks. So that's lovely and nice. And you all advancing, so that's perfectly lovely to see and very, very nice indeed. Let's do have a look up over here in the very north. Okay, we are attacking and under attack, and none of that really seems to work. Yeah, so I suppose what we must really try to do is firstly try to push into here. So you guys are all withdrawing, that's alright then. How about you? You're also coming up there. That's lovely then. Okay, one of you might want to try to capture that. And you guys can start to attack over here. Oh, well. Up over here everything is okay? Yeah, well, you know what? Let's get half of you. That means two. Attack over there. These, I don't think we... Yeah, that's probably the entire combat width that we can support. They are fighting valiantly over there, but if we can capture that, we would be able to cut them off entirely. Nice. I like that. Right, okay. Stupid attack up there. Didn't go anywhere. Magdeburg being attacked. You guys aren't using a strategic redeployment move. I'm not convinced. Yeah, but we'll need to adjust the front lines here a little bit, I feel. Because some of these armies are really, really overexposed. Okay, so specifically the mechanized forces, I guess, could be a little bit more concentrated up over here in this vicinity, which is alright. Okay, then we've got this guard army, so you guys also, I think, can concentrate a little bit more on the area west of Berlin. So that'd be lovely. And then we've got this forest army over here, which I suppose does have a very nice job in sort of this area here. Army number 5, you on the other hand might want to go a little bit more like that. And then you gentlemen here can sort of, yeah, you're squeezed in there anyway, so I suppose, yeah, just you might actually want to go all the way over here. Like so. Yeah, that's looking much more reasonable, I find. Right, yeah, that's not looking too bad. Okay, we do need to adjust the targets over here though, because obviously that's not making any sense anymore. So yeah, let's go a little bit more sort of directly south with you guys. Maybe like that. Come on, that arrow does shift a little bit. You guys are right over there. Yeah, that's fine. You guys, your new job is going to be towards Krakow. And you're attacking on that flank, which is okay. Good. It's going to take, of course, a while to resettle all of that, but overall, I think it's alright. Let's try to support the attack over here. You are coming up there. All of you guys are advancing a little bit. Lovely. You have made it towards over here. Let's try to cut off their retreat by going to Hamburg and then Kiel. We have some free military factories. I think we need a lot more in terms of motorized equipment, don't we? Yeah, we are missing a lot of stuff as well. Yeah, that's 200 days. This is 150 days. Okay, all of you, try to attack. Try to advance. You're coming up there, then you might want to go a little bit to their immediate rear there. And you might want to go to Lübeck. You guys likewise go to Lübeck. You're capturing that, lovely. Okay, and then I want you to drive up towards Denmark. And the situation here is not really under control, but you might be driving onto Hannover there. Lovely, okay, very good actually. I had not expected us to be able to push up this aggressively over here. Isn't that lovely? Okay, so we'll need to reshift things a little bit because I think we have too many forces here on the southern flank. Although it's nice to see so many that we are... Really? You got hold of Odessa? Well, I'm afraid I cannot allow that. I mean, you guys are going to use all of the fortifications that we so graciously build up for you. But still, I don't think that is what we want to do at all. Right, yeah. And things are collapsing up here in the north for the Germans. I mean, they are re-establishing their lines. But it's a little bit hectic as well. Right, Norway landing up over there. And we have made it all the way up over here. So that does put all of these guys here out of supply. Which is gonna make their life pretty drastically different and actually kind of unfortunate for them, which I don't mind at all. Right, you guys are going to come up over here. One of you're part of this, right? Please do understand that. So then come up over here. You guys are all right over here. Nice, very nice indeed. Good. Okay, let's get all of you up here, and you can capture all of this territory. Yeah, and then just all of this will collapse, I think, extremely quickly. Nice, very good, very good. So, how are we looking in terms of the war? The Germans lost 6.1 million, we lost a couple more, but yeah, all in all I think we are doing okay and fine over here. We do need to be concerned about the supply situation and the resistance that we are facing, specifically down here with the more than 100% target. But slowly and surely I think we are making some progress here, and we can occupy some of this territory a little bit more effectively here. Although Polish resistance is still extremely strong, and also over here, Germany, your resistance is extremely strong as well, which is not a big surprise. But on the other hand, you know, we are starting to do the operative missions against them. Can we have a look at just how many men they are employing? I think they were at about 2 million. Yeah, it's not really going down. And I mean, they are still extremely strong in many of these territories. Although I'm starting to feel they are starting to look a little bit weak up over there. And maybe they are pulling in some troops over here, although this is still an enormous number of troops. Yeah, up over here in the north though, they are surprisingly weak. Yeah, but so are we. I mean, we are starting to run out of steam a little bit over here. And again, our infantry equipment situation seems to be getting worse instead of any better. So yeah, we'll be... Oh! We also don't have any manpower. Okay, so at that point, I do think we need to go to extensive conscription. That is going to increase training time, but it also will mean that we are getting more manpower. So, that being said, I think this is a very good place to put in a cut. So, guys, look at this. Japan. Siam going aggressively into India. India having a lot of trouble here. Interesting. So that might be a good next target. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Hope to see you around next time. Bye bye.